Luis, what happened out there tonight?
We played against a good team, and they found a way to capitalize on some of the mistakes that we made. There were definitely some good moments in the game, and I thought if we could get out here even with a tie, it felt like a fair result. But then, of course, Giovinco's free kick was the difference. When I think about the game just personally, having a chance to look at the first goal, I wish I would have done better. You know, maybe do everything I can to bottle that up or find a way to just, you know, let it ride, you know, in a way that it goes wide of the box instead of going into the middle. But nonetheless, I felt like our response was pretty good. We got to 1-1, and in the second half, in a sense, we knew how they were going to play. They were going to sit back, they were going to counter, and they did exactly that. So for us, it was about being patient, trying to find opportunities and making the most of our chances, and unfortunately, that wasn't the case with us, but also their keeper made a couple of big saves.
Can you take us through what was supposed to happen on the second goal, the Giovinco free kick, and how you guys trained for it this week?
So I mean, it's no secret he's pretty good at these things. The way that we had set it up is that, I mean, one thing that we were thinking for sure is we don't want to get beat keeper side. All right, so if he was gonna beat us, it has to be over the wall. It has to be to the side of the goal that the wall is defending. We wanted to go with a smaller wall just so we had guys in the box and maybe had more a line of sight. And then we drop Amir. So Amir was simply just dropping, timing it, and doing his best to get to the near post. And even with that, I'll have to look at that again. Maybe it was a little late, slow to react. But then, of course, this guy, the way he's able to put the ball over the wall so cleanly and so low, which is the most amazing part. It doesn't go up too high, doesn't clear the wall by much. And I mean, how many is that from? A dozen? It's ridiculous.
Well, Jesse seemed to feel like you guys played tight tonight in a game that he was obviously very much preaching to play, you know, like we had nothing to lose. Did you feel that out there? I mean, obviously you're not, you know.
It's possible, but I felt at times that we were playing as if we had nothing to lose, and we got punished in two situations. You know, like I said in the first one, I feel like I got to do better on that ball, and then of course the free kick. We did everything that we could to make sure that we didn't give anything away around the box because they have a weapon when it comes to free kicks around the box, and unfortunately that was the case as we got punished on both. But from my vantage point at least, sure there were moments where it was a little timid, maybe we started a little timid. Of course, my participation in the first goal doesn't help because all of a sudden we wanted to get the advantage and now we're down 1-0, but I felt like the effort was there. As we look to the next leg, now there's really no excuse. We have to go down swinging, and without any sort of timidity and thinking that we have something to lose, because at this point we don't.
Just wondering, with the Beer running back, did that distract you at all, or were you just locked on to Giovinco?
So situation was I cover my side. Right, we more than anything just didn't want to get beat on the goalkeeper side free kick. And if we could time it right, Amir would be back and try to cover it. Was I distracted? Possibly, maybe a little bit. But, I mean, the placement and the way he hit it still, like I'd have to guess in a way, you know, speculate. And that's what we're trying to eliminate is any sort of speculation, because then we look silly conceding on the keeper side. And we still wanted him to make us beat us. And, I mean, he still hit a wonderful free kick.
Was there confusion? It seems like you were trying to set the wall up. It didn't seem like you got it set exactly the way you looked like you were trying to push him to the right. Did it seem like there was confusion on the whole,
No.
the entire defensive side?
No, I felt like the wall was set where it was supposed to. And Amir knew what he was supposed to do. I knew what I was supposed to do. And, I mean, at the end of the day, he made a really good free kick.
When Josie takes that shot on the first goal, do you have time to see who's in front of you for a potential rebound, or is it just not enough reaction time, you know, there?
So my last look, as I looked over my shoulder, knowing that he was going to cross, I don't think he shot it. I think he crossed it. I know that Giovinco was making the run, and I felt like Tyler had him. But at the end of the day, when you feel a presence there, you're always thinking it's the attacker. Looking at the replay, it ended up being Amir. So now I feel a bit foolish twice, you know, that I gave up the rebound, but then the second is with my guy there. You know, maybe it could have been a little cleaner. Maybe I could have risked it a little bit and tried to corral it, and even if I didn't get it cleanly, he would have been there to shield me at least. So I think more than anything, when I look at that situation, the part that I feel worse about is I put us in a hole. All right, and we had an advantage playing at home, I felt. And once you do something like that so early on, you sort of mitigate that advantage. And we were down 1-0 and we were chasing the game.
Going there on Sunday, how tall of a task is that? Knowing how good they've been there this year, I mean, everywhere for that matter. But when you look at this, you know, how much of a mountain is this to climb for you?
It's going to be a big mountain, but I have a lot of belief in our guys, and the situation is pretty clear for us. We have to go and win. And even that, there's certain variables in play, but I have a lot of belief in these guys, and I know that we're going to bounce back, and I hope it comes in the form of a win and us advancing to the next round.
Do you think in some way the self-consciousness of trying to manage over 180 minutes as opposed to 90 minutes maybe sort of played into the mindset of some of the players?
Not necessarily. I think the biggest factor of the entire game was that we conceded so early, and so that's on my shoulders. And I felt like the response was pretty great, though. I mean, we were able to get the PK, and we were able to get some chances on goal, and then even we started the second half pretty well. But anytime you're in this situation and you're at home and you concede first, especially the way that we did, you lose the advantage. And at that point, it makes it a little more difficult and an even bigger mountain to climb. So it's a tall task, there's no doubt about that. But like I said before, I'm encouraged by this locker room, and I have a lot of belief in these guys that we can do this.
Since the offseason, this team's been talking about being an underdog. Is this just another underdog moment shaping up for you guys, do you think? Or?
It seems like it. Of course, the seeding is one thing, but of course, Toronto's had a great season. They have a really good team, a lot of depth, a lot of difference makers on the team. But I also feel when I look at our roster, I feel confident in who we are and who we have. And the identity here is pretty clear. And I think one thing that we really want to turn around is this idea that we can't win the big games. And of course, this is the first half of it, but it, in a way, gives us an even greater opportunity to show that we can win a big game when we go to Toronto.
Thanks, Luis.
No problem.